Hello, and welcome to day 24. The particular hymn that I chose for today actually comes from one of our supplemental books. The title of that book is Wonder, Love, and Praise, and it was the first of the supplemental books to come out after the hymnal itself was published. And the majority of the songs that are in there are ones that were actively used in congregations at the time, but were not widespread enough for them to become part of the whole hymnal. Many of the ones that are in there are ones that are familiar with congregations, and there needed to be a place for them to be published and reproduced so that the congregations could continue to use the songs that were familiar to us. And so Wonder, Love, and Praise came out, and it's numbered. It begins with the numbers right where the 700s end at the hymnal. That's the first number. So this is hymn number 721 in Wonder, Love, and Praise, yet it's very early in the book. It's in the Advent section. So the, the hymn itself, which is called Signs of Endings All Around Us, that's about all I can find out about this particular song. It's written by Dean W. Nelson, who was born in 1944. And beyond that, I was not able to find any information. But what we can see in the words themselves is a strong desire for change and the thread of hope that is inevitable as we go through change. At least it would hope to be inevitable. We believe that God is able to take what we see as dismal times and create newness and light and joy from them. So while initially we might see this hymn as being all doom and gloom, when we shift our focus to the potential of what God can make from these times and what we as disciples of Christ know can be done, that's when we begin to see the. And so let's take a moment to settle into our seats and take a deep breath. Signs of endings all around us. Darkness, death, and winter days shroud our lives in fear and sadness, numbing mouths that long to praise. Come, O Christ, and dwell among us. Hear our cries. Come set us free. Give us hope and faith and gladness. Show us what there is yet to be. Can it be that from our endings, new beginnings you create? Life from death, and from our rendings, realms of wholeness generate. Take our fears, then, Lord, and turn them into hopes for life anew. Fading light and dying season sings their glorias to you. Speak, O God, your word among us. Barren lives, your presence fill. Swell our hearts with sounds of gladness, terrors calm, forebodings still. Let your promised realm of justice blossom now throughout the earth. Your dominion brings now near us. We await the saving birth. So, my first question is, what are your own personal images of Jesus' second coming? Are they full of hope And my second question today is, what gives you hope? And finally, people outside of the church and some of us inside of the church often compare Advent to Lent. They see them as the same because they're both considered periods of waiting. But we know that they are two very different seasons and they have two very different feels to them. So, what is it that you see as particularly different between Lent and our Advent season? So, thank you once again for joining me today. And until I see you tomorrow, take care. God bless.